you need to know what's the aim of configuration management, and then why is it important when you've got a team of people.
The configuration management is basically about keeping track of all the changes that happen during the development of the software product.
Yeah, that's one part.
So
There's another one that's important with a team of people.
yeah, because whenever a change happens, one team do some changes in some parts of the system, the other team should know about it.
It's more than that. Okay, it's this idea that if you've got a proper configuration management system, if set of people have been working on a particular subsystem and made changes, and then they put it back into the main system, and then another team might have been making some changes on a related bit of the system, it will automatically flag where there are clashes between the changes that one team have made and another, and give you tools for resolving those clashes. Okay, so basically keep making sure that the changes made by one team don't interfere with the changes by another, right? So not just keeping track of the versions, but keeping track of if two teams are working on the same. There will be circumstances, and it happens too often, probably, where there is overlap between the work of two sub-teams, and so they both make changes, and the changes are not compatible. Okay, so one team have taken this piece of software down this route, the other team have taken it down that route, and then they try to put them together again and realise that this doesn't work together. We need to go back and resolve these conflicts. So conflict resolution is a key part of your version management software. There are circumstances though where even if the two teams are working on the same bit of software and they go away and they take it on different parts, they put it back together and it just fits together. Okay, so that can happen as well. And that's what you would like to happen all the time, but it just doesn't happen all the time. So it needs to have a way of handling that sort of thing. Okay, so one team might be, say, working on a bit of software trying to improve its performance so that it runs faster or it uses less memory, something like that. And then the other team over here have discovered a bug in that software, and so they change it to address the bug, fix the bug, but then when they go to put them back together, the rearrangement of the team over here in terms of performance has meant that this bug fix no longer works because they changed the variables that were being used or something like that, so they can't go together. So that's one example of why you would want to use the configuration management. Anybody else? Pardon? Yeah, so again, looking at the interfaces, keeping track of interface changes is very important. So if you're trying to make a complete system, which versions of the subsystems should be put together such that they are sharing the correct interface design, for example. You know, if you have a change to the interface between two subsystems, you need to know at which version of each of those subsystems that happened so that they can be put together. Okay, so the final one is, the solution is not for discussion, but I'll just talk briefly about the problem. So this is the idea that you have a shared diary system like the Google Calendar thing, where you can organize meetings for several users at the same time without contacting the users directly. You just look, you find a slot that's available in all of their calendars that's available, and then you book at that slot. Right? So you're asked to draw a sequence diagram that shows the interaction of objects in this system when you're trying to organise a group meeting like this. So in order to do this, remember a system diagram is this one that has the objects along the top and then the time going down the page. You need to identify which objects you're going to have in this interaction and then just draw what sort of messages are being passed between them in order to organise a meeting between 3 users, in this case, with individual diaries. So trying to find a time that all 3 are available and book that time. Okay, we have one more lecture left. Next week we're